Cascais Women's Pro Round 1, Heat 1 underway. Joanne Defay will be in the red. Sage Erickson in the blue. Coco Ho in the white. Again, surfing separate banks. Coco Ho deciding to surf a bit up the beach to see if that'll pay off for her again. Well, Tom Whitaker, of course, been helping her out, the Oakley pit boss. He is here as well, helping out. Probably surfing in the QS 10,000, being that he still competes, as we see now. Sage having a look. You know, we touched on the rips out here. I mean, we've both surfed out here. It is a lot of water moving around. There's a lot of positioning battles happening because of all that current being pulled by those tides. You know, what do you think is the thing you have to have in order to stay at your top form all the time?
I think just being able to adapt. I think, you know, let's just see Joanne here.
So Joanne Defay picking up her first ride. Just the one maneuver off the top and then kicks out. Going to be the best ride of the heat so far. As you see Mom looking on nervously. Of course, excellent being from 8 to 10 points. As we see a paddle here by Joanne Defay. Again, looking at this right-hander. There we go. We're starting to see our first maneuvers of this heat coming to play. There's a bit of a combination of major moves for Joanne Defay. Again, able to read these tricky lineups so well. And again, now she's going to utilize this wave for everything it's worth and finishing up on the shore break. So there we go. Finally are getting our first ride of real substance here.
Yeah, I like that dismount from Joanne. And, you know, just pushing all those turns and making it kind of linked together for her. She's kind of looking at maybe doing a run around or trying to suss out the paddle back out to the peak.
And just for the viewers back home, this wave rode all the way into almost close to the rocks, and there's a rip that pulls into those rocks. So you have to be aware of that. As you see now, Sage Erickson on this same portion of the beach, the little right-hand rip ball, but does not want to complete that last move and holds position on the outside.
In a better part of the bank, and just interesting to see her game plan paying off. I mean, she did put that hard work in. We mentioned that treadmill-like condition. Here's Coco.
So Coco Ho on her first ride here with a full maneuver as she attacks the lip on that last closeout maneuver. Nice work for Coco. So now we'll get to see a bit of the scale being set here.
Play today, I'd have to say, especially with the ladies kind of switching it up on different banks. Can get a bit of perspective of where Coco's sitting as opposed to Joanne and Sage.
So here is Joanne Defay, 6.17.
I like the way that she really just mixed up those maneuvers and also kept that flow going. It's really hard not to catch a rail when you're working with this much water. She does a good job of just keeping it in the flow of things. So Joanne, the first real wave of this heat so far, and then Coco Ho, 3.67. Just see the way that she's working that board. This last turn, impressive, negotiating that steeper section. So dynamic maneuver there from Coco.
Well, Heat 1, Round 1 of the Cascais Women's Pro is underway. And Joanne Defay, we won't go anywhere yet because we have Joanne Defay on her backhand. A little bit different portion of the bank again.
Ooh.
Well, we'll come back and get that score for Joanne Defay as we continue here from the Cascais Women's Pro of all the athletes.
It's awesome. I mean, just getting that background on the ladies is so important.
Coco Ho up and riding. Coco Ho on her third wave in this heat has a 3.67 and just a 0.70. So this is a much better effort from Coco Ho. Again, finding a little right-hander on the beach. Nice work from Coco.
I like that a lot. You can see Mason's pretty stoked with that effort from Coco, and just I like the couple turns that she was able to get off on that wave.
When you watch from the beach, how different? Let's take a look at the replay here first.
Here we go, Coco. You see her just setting up this first turn. Nice wrap in the pocket there. I like the speed that she has. And you just see that second turn. So two moves again and just unable to complete that kind of whitewater carve.
So that score comes in at a 5.17, which I believe will give her the lead in my math here.
Looking at this little rip ball right, sometimes even offering up a left opportunity.
As Joanne now looking at this left so hard. I don't think it's easy to describe. I'll try, but the rip that is being pulled out here, and it's generally in the same portion of the beach. It happens each and every year. It's just interesting, the different reads on the lineup. As we take a look at the 5.17 here of Coco Ho, let's dissect it as we'll see the two best rides here, the 5.17 of Coco, and then we'll see Johanne Defay's 6.17 and just kind of describe the differences.
Yeah, totally. You see those two carving maneuvers from Coco. On a bigger wave, it had a bit more of a pocket to work with, but you see here Johanne Defay, first turn, second turn, coming around for a third. I don't think that really played into the scoreline, but then is able to find this inside connection and bang off that turn right there. I think that really, held the judge's attention and gave it just that little bit extra on Coco's wave. I think Coco, a better wave, two really great moves. Had she done a third, she would have been, upping into that good to excellent category.
Tanner Gadauskas, so it doesn't necessarily mean that more turns means more point.
Yeah, totally.
There we go, nice clean face from Coco Ho. Again, high quality waves up on this upper bank here. Much smoother, not having to deal with all that extra water.
Ooh. Yeah, Coco's definitely finding the better of the bank so far, I'd have to say, not having to contend with that rip up the face, giving her a cleaner wall to work with. I definitely think it's going to improve her situation. Sage Erickson up and riding Pete.
So Sage having a bit of trouble here trying to read the lineup. She was having discussions with her coach on the beach.
A lot of the ladies have had opportunity to surf this at some level, as you see Johanne Defay.
So Johanne Defay on the same little right-hander here, trying to improve on her second score. As you see the score there, she's holding on to a 1.67. Only needs a 2.84 to move over Coco Ho, which her last score came in only at a 3.83 with that final move not being completed. So leaving that door open for Johanne Defay with 3.5 minutes to go.
So at the mercy of, the conditions that are handed to you. I wonder if these ladies even have an idea of what's happening in the lineup at the moment. They're pretty far from.
Well, that the beach commentary would be giving that computer scoring information to Johanne Defay. Only needs a 2.84 on this wave. Has she gotten it yet?
Wow. Looking for that reform.
You feel like that's enough?
Wow. 2.84, you think about Coco Ho's 3.83. I like the flow that Johanne's carrying.
She has been sitting a little bit further inside. Let's we take a look here. Smaller wave, but it gave her a bit more opportunity as far as maneuvers.
Yeah, did you see her really get stuck in on that first turn, which I like. And then just has a little bit of downtime, looking for something to work with. That second turn, nothing too fantastic, but there, just a little whitewater climb. Wow, it's going to be really touch and go to see if it gets that 2.84, just because thinking about Coco Ho's 3.83, two moves on a bigger wave. Nervously, she's just got bumped down into second place.
All right, so Sage Erickson needing a 7.64, so doesn't need a gigantic score. Oh, ooh. She jumps off, so no opportunity there. 30 seconds to go. Coco Ho, where is she in the lineup? As Johanne Defay able to get through, if she can wait out these last 5 seconds, his mom loves it. Countdown. And Johanne Defay, the winner of this heat, Johanne Defay, turning it in the last moments here in heat number 1 of the Cascais Women's Pro. And what a win. Again, tricky conditions. And we look at Johanne Defay as able to turn a heat in those types of conditions once again.